World War III, a PC game that released in early access on Steam on October 19, 2018. A game that had a less than ideal launch with a couple rough months following. A game with high hopes to take on the Battlefield franchise and the microaggressions. The microtransactions that everyone on the board of EA are so fond of and not really anybody else. An indie studio with approximately 60 to 70 people working on the game, taking on a multi-million-dollar corporation with multiple predecessors in the series that established hardcore, committed fans for the years to come. So how did this turn out? What's the status of the game now? Is the game dead? Well, a quick YouTube search will likely bring you to videos telling you the game is dead and the developers took the money and ran, or that Tactigamer dude sucks at the game, all those things. So, let's explore these. Is this all true, or just internet trolls leaping out from under their bridge and showing their nasty selves from behind a keyboard? Let's take a look. Oh, and by the way, the footage that you see in the background is from May 2019, right before editing this video together, and not from like October 2018 because I've actually been playing the game and know what I'm talking about. And if you're looking forward to telling me how wrong I am, how stupid I am, and that I'm a Farm 51 shill, at least watch the video so you can get some really good ammunition to put in the comments. Okay, so let's start with the question, is the game dead? And I guess that depends on what you mean by dead, since there's really no set definition. If you mean 1/10 of the players at launch, well, then yes, it's dead. But if you mean I can't find a server, then no, the game is most certainly not dead. You just have to know where the life is. So where's the life, you say? And I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. Let's hop into the game and see what we can find. The key is to know where to look. Now you might think that this is way too much work to play a game. And to that I'd say, the best things in life are worth working for. But for real, let me show you how to find players. There are two factors to this. The first factor is that it depends on your region. If you're an EU player, you're probably fine. All you've got to do is basically get on and play. There are EU servers open on live almost all day, though during the work hours they seem to be a little bit low. If you're on the NA servers, however, this can be a bit trickier. There aren't as many active servers here in North America, so you can boot up the game on NA servers and hope for the best. However, if you can't find any playable matches, restart the game, and instead of clicking on the NA servers like this, you click on the EU servers. While I'm expecting this to change in the future, American players, I'm talking to you, there will likely be more players on the EU servers. Yes, the ping is going to be high on most of the servers, but that honestly hasn't hindered my experience with the game. Sure, there have been some times where I've seen some blood fly from my bullets and haven't gotten a kill, but it's not a super competitive game anyway, so an unregistered death here and there really doesn't and shouldn't bug me that much. It's an early access game, something people tend to forget, but more on that later. There is some life on the NA servers, however, so not all hope is lost. Every Thursday night, there's an event that's organized by some of the NA community on the live NA servers. So install the game if you haven't, hop onto the NA servers, and get the Thursday night revolution going. Also, if you want to know more things like this, just join the Discord. I'll link that down below. Now here's the second part to why you're having trouble finding servers. The second part is that there's a live server and a PTE, which is obviously the test server. Depending on the current state of the live servers in regards to content and optimization, not everyone is going to want to play on the live servers. For example, it's currently May 10th at the time of this recording. On the PTE, there is loads of new content and optimization that's waiting to be pushed over to the live servers. The dev team is waiting to make sure most of the bugs are squished before pushing it over to the live servers. So, at the moment, most of the players who have been here for a while are likely on the test servers testing the new maps and weapons. This means the live servers are going to be low occasionally. However, once this patch comes to the live servers, which at this time is the 0.6 patch, many of the players will likely migrate back to the live servers and continue playing there. If you're a brand new player or haven't been following the game very closely, this aspect can be confusing and make the game appear more dead than it actually is. I know it's a lot of hard drive space, but if you have the space, feel free to install the PTE to trial new aspects of the game and provide feedback before the changes go into effect on the live servers. Post your feedback on the forum and you'll likely get a dev reply or a comment or a discussion with a member of the community that may disagree. Which brings me to the next comment I've seen a lot. The devs have abandoned the game. Short answer, no, not in the least. An expanded answer is that you can literally hop onto the Discord and ask the devs questions. You can subscribe to the weekly update to see what's being changed and what's coming. You can ask questions in the forum. The devs update the game nearly every week and are working hard to make the game great. Someone at Farm 51 is working legitimately every single weekend right now to test some of the new game features with members of the community and manage the servers. If you're old enough to work, you know how much you don't want to work on your usual days off. And if you're in high school, you know how much you hate homework on the weekends. Also, somehow, there are still people that think Farm 51 has moved on from this game and are developing Chernobylite instead. Let me clarify this for the gazillionth time. These are two different teams. They didn't suddenly realize the game had a difficult launch and move on. The games are being developed simultaneously. Imagine that. Two teams that are allocated different resources and staff that are working on two different games. Magic. This specific game, coming from a player who has been here for months after launch, has not been a take the money and run scenario, and anyone that tells you different hasn't taken 2 minutes to look at the game. But you'll always have those lazy people in life, so always be wary of what you're told, including me. So finally, I want to discuss what happened to the game and why people can be so upset with this game. I think the core of the issue is this. People purchased the game expecting it to be finished, polished. They purchased it expecting it to be a plug-and-play process, and that's just not the case with the small studio in early access. The point of early access is to get enough support to financially develop and finish this game. In this case, the game was not anywhere near its finished state and required players along the way to help tweak it and change it and, in a sense, steer the game in the direction the community wants it to go. What people don't seem to understand is that this whole process has been a growing process for the game and the development team. When you chose or choose to support this game in early access, you're placing your money on the table saying, I believe this game has a future and I want to be a part of bringing the game from an unfinished product to the finished product by providing feedback and testing and communication in order to shape it to an enjoyable, refined experience. The expectation in all early access games should be that things are going to change and grow in the very near future. I think some entitled gamers have forgotten that. This game was provided in early access so that you could help develop it. Now, there are some games that may just try to make a quick buck and scam people. This game is not that game. You obviously need to do research before you choose to dive into a game and support it. And if there's not a ton of information out there on the game developer and you're not sure, then don't support the game and wait for some reviews to come in. The early access titles can be hit or miss. I get that, but with this game, Farm 51 has made several other titles that have gotten great reviews. Admittedly, I have not played these titles and didn't know who Farm 51 was until last year, but this was probably mostly because I was a console COD and Battlefield player, and that's about it. Though I have heard from people outside of the community that Get Even was a great game. So, Farm 51 has an established reputation of making good games, and that should be taken into account when examining early access information. But overall, if you think early access is a stupid idea, then don't support early access titles ever. That's fine. It's a free market, it's your money or your parents' money. Whomever's money it is, you have the right to support these games or not support these games. And in supporting these games, you understand that things may happen. Really, I think if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at the AAA titles that continue to nickel and dime you with skins and loot boxes and season passes and tiered systems and tier skips, and that lack minimal features at launch. Be mad at those money grabbers for charging you so much and more for the same recycled garbage every single year. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. The key takeaways that I want you to get from this video: 1. This game is not actually dead to the point of where it's unplayable. You just need to find where the players are. Trust me, it's going to be a fun experience once you get there. 2. The devs have not abandoned this game and are frequently communicating and updating the game. Number 3. Realize that what you've purchased is in early access and things are going to change and maybe even break. And finally, number 4, subscribe for more content. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're wondering about World War III, I hope this helped you out a little bit and helped steer your decision in the right way. If you still don't want to support it, I completely understand that, and if you want to wait a little while, I understand that, and if you never want to play it, you do you. But just want to say thanks for stopping by, thanks for checking out the video, and again, subscribe if you'd like. I do news and updates on World War III. Other than that, take care guys.